Behind the gilded gates of Buckingham Palace, a ruthless new vision for the monarchy is reportedly taking shape. As Prince William, the future king, moves to forge a leaner, more modern institution, he has apparently set his sights on his own family. According to reports, his cousins, Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice, are facing a campaign of isolation, pushed to the fringes by a prince determined to sever any link to past scandals. But as the sisters are backed into a corner, they are said to be preparing a secret weapon, a truth so powerful it doesn't just threaten William's streamlined succession. It threatens to expose a side of the royal family they've kept buried for a generation. In the hallowed halls of power, a silent war is reportedly brewing. It's a conflict not of armies, but of cousins, not for territory, but for survival within the world's most famous family. Prince William, the heir to the throne, is said to be on a mission, one that involves drawing a hard line in the sand. On the other side of that line stand Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, daughters of the disgraced Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Reports suggest they are facing the cold shoulder from the cousin they grew up with, exclusion from cherished family events, and even whispers of eviction from their royal homes. The message from the heir appears to be clear: the monarchy must be cleansed. But what happens when those being cleansed refuse to go quietly? And what if they hold the keys to secrets the monarchy would do anything to keep hidden? To understand the crisis reportedly unfolding today, you have to understand the man at its center, Prince William. He's no longer just a dashing young prince. He's the Prince of Wales, the heir apparent, and by all accounts, the architect of the monarchy's future. Royal experts and insiders paint a picture of a man who is cold-eyed about the institution and unsentimental. His vision is clear and absolute: a slimmed-down, efficient, and scandal-proof monarchy that can survive the 21st century. This isn't just about public relations, it's a matter of institutional survival. And in William's calculated view, the biggest liability, the most glaring weak link, is the House of York. The shadow cast by his uncle, formerly Prince Andrew, is long and dark. Following his disastrous 2019 television interview and the legal entanglements connected to Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew was stripped of his titles by King Charles, a move reportedly advised and firmly supported by William. For William, this wasn't just about one man. It was about cauterizing a wound. But the wound, in his eyes, hasn't fully healed. The York problem, as some insiders call it, extends to Andrew's daughters. While Beatrice and Eugenie have committed no wrongdoing themselves, they carry a name that has become, in the words of one expert, so very tarnished. They are a living, breathing connection to a scandal that William wants to bury forever. They are collateral damage in his quest to mold the monarchy in his own image, and reports now suggest he is calling the shots on their future. This has set the stage for a confrontation that pits William's institutional duty against the bonds of family, a battle where loyalty is being tested and the knives are, metaphorically, coming out. The first shots in this quiet war weren't fired with a public declaration, but with a series of deliberate, chilling snubs, according to sources. The actions taken against Beatrice and Eugenie have been described as both strategic and brutal, designed to send an unmistakable message about their declining status. The most public of these, as reported by tabloid insiders, was an alleged ban from the royal ascot procession. For those who don't follow royal tradition, this isn't just about missing a horse race. The royal ascot carriage procession is a cornerstone of the royal summer calendar, a highly visible display of who is in and who is out. To be excluded is a public and deeply humiliating statement. Palace sources claimed the sisters were blindsided and left devastated, though allies countered that they never planned to attend anyway. Still, the damage was done. The narrative had been set. The York girls were being frozen out. The chill seemed to go deeper than a single event. In early March 2026, news broke that Princess Eugenie's patronage of the charity Anti-Slavery International had come to an end after 7 years. While no one explicitly stated she was pushed, the timing was impossible to ignore, coming as scrutiny over her father's associations reached a fever pitch. The charity's statement was polite but final. The move was widely interpreted as the first casualty of the new, stricter regime, a sign that even a patronage she genuinely championed was now a liability the firm could no longer afford. There is no suggestion of any wrongdoing by the princess, yet a price appeared to be paid. The pressure mounted. Royal experts began publicly advising the sisters to quietly drop their titles and use their married names instead. The argument was that without official royal duties, the title of princess was no longer a shield, but a target, constantly tying them to their father's disgrace. Then came the most terrifying threat of all, a rumor that sent shockwaves through royal circles: the potential eviction from their homes. Beatrice and Eugenie have been able to rent properties on the royal estate, but with William reportedly taking a hard line, their homes are now said to be at risk. Losing their grace and favor residences would be the final, irreversible step in their exile. It would transform them from peripheral members of the family into complete outsiders. It's this threat, insiders say, that has pushed the sisters from a position of quiet dignity to one of fierce resistance. What could possibly drive a future king to allegedly wage such a cold and calculating campaign against his own cousins? The answer lies in a scandal so toxic it threatened to pull the entire monarchy down with it. The association of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is the original sin from which all this turmoil flows. For years, the royal family tried to manage the fallout. But Andrew's disastrous 2019 interview made the situation untenable. For William, the lesson was clear. Any association with this scandal, no matter how indirect, is radioactive. And unfortunately for Beatrice and Eugenie, they are forever linked to it. It's not about their own actions. Sources are quick to point out there is no suggestion of any wrongdoing on their part. It's about perception. It's about the fact that their mother, Sarah Ferguson, was also named in the Epstein files. It's about the deeply uncomfortable detail, though misreported, that the princesses themselves were teenagers when they reportedly visited Epstein. While they were innocent parties in a situation orchestrated by their parents, the proximity is a stain that, in William's reported view, the monarchy cannot afford. Friends have told the press the sisters feel they are being unfairly punished for the sins of their parents. They don't see why they should slope away like criminals when they've done nothing wrong. They have supported the crown, kept their heads down, and built their own careers and families. But in the cold calculus of royal survival, that may not be enough. The name York has become synonymous with scandal, and Prince William seems determined to erase it from the public face of the monarchy, even if it means sacrificing his own family members to do it. If you're finding this deep dive into the hidden power struggles of the royal family compelling, make sure you're subscribed and have clicked the notification bell. This story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Backed into a corner, with their homes, titles, and place in the family reportedly under threat, Beatrice and Eugenie are said to be preparing to fight back. And the weapon they hold is one that the royal family fears above all others: the truth. According to a bombshell report from an insider who spoke to Closer magazine, the sisters are considering the drastic measure of a tell-all book or a major media expose. This isn't just a rumor. It's being framed as a direct threat, a piece of high-stakes leverage to force William to back down. Let's look at the exact words from the source, because they reveal the gravity of the situation. They're still struggling to believe that their uncle and cousin would really evict them, the insider claimed. But if that does come to pass, it will be the spark that lights the fuse. The source continued, laying out the battle plan. There's been some talk that they may resort to hiring lawyers and going to the press to make a stink. And, of course, there's also the possibility that they could do a tell-all. That's going to become a lot more likely if William goes after them. It's certainly something they can use as a threat to try and get him to back off. This is the nuclear option. The firm has already been rocked to its core by Prince Harry's memoir, Spare. The prospect of another tell-all, this time from two princesses who grew up at the very heart of the royal establishment, is a terrifying one for the palace. What could they reveal? Think about it. Beatrice and Eugenie aren't distant outsiders. They are the daughters of a queen's son. They have been present at private family gatherings their entire lives. They've witnessed the unfiltered conversations, the behind-the-scenes decision-making, and the true feelings of senior royals away from the public eye. They would have seen the family's raw reaction to the scandals involving their father, Princess Diana, and the departure of Harry and Meghan. A book by them wouldn't just be about their own grievances. It could potentially lay bare the inner workings of the monarchy itself. They could speak to the character of their uncle, King Charles, and their cousin, Prince William, in ways no one else can. They could detail what it was truly like to grow up inside the York problem, under the shadow of their parents' very public mistakes. This is their secret power. It is the knowledge they hold. They have always been the quiet, loyal ones. But as one source noted, Prince William would be severely underestimating his cousins if he thought they would comply easily when their children and homes are on the line. The threat of a tell-all book is the most explosive weapon in the sisters' arsenal, but it's not the only one. Their power also lies in the complex and messy web of family history that the monarchy is desperate to move on from. Any public fight with the princesses would inevitably mean revisiting subjects the palace considers closed. Chief among these is the Prince Andrew scandal itself. A public dispute would drag Beatrice and Eugenie's experiences back into the light, raising uncomfortable questions about what they knew and when. A tell-all could open a Pandora's box of family dysfunction. Furthermore, there is the matter of public sympathy. While William's push for a streamlined monarchy may seem pragmatic from within the palace, a move to evict two mothers from their homes could be seen by the public as cruel and unnecessary. Beatrice and Eugenie have largely been viewed as sympathetic figures, innocent victims of their parents' choices. A brutal public campaign against them could easily backfire on William, damaging his carefully curated image as a compassionate family man. He risks looking less like a modernizer and more like a callous enforcer. There is also a generational divide reportedly at play. While reports claim William is taking a hard line, other sources suggest that King Charles has more sympathy for his nieces. One royal expert noted that the king reportedly sees their balance of charitable work and private careers as admirable. This hints at a potential rift between father and son on how to handle the York problem. If Beatrice and Eugenie were to go public, they could expose these tensions, portraying William as a cold outlier at odds with a more forgiving monarch. This would undermine the united front the palace strives to present. The sisters' power, therefore, isn't just in what they might say, but in the chaos that a protracted family battle would unleash. We are now witnessing a monarchy at a critical crossroads, defined by two competing visions. On one side, you have Prince William, the pragmatist, armed with what royal authors describe as a cold-eyed and unsentimental plan for survival. His new rule book is simple. The institution comes first. Loyalty is measured by silence and compliance, and any association that threatens the brand will be surgically removed, regardless of blood ties. On the other side stand Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, who represent a different, more complicated vision of royalty. They are the living embodiment of the family's messy, human reality. They believe they have done nothing to warrant exile and are reportedly ready to push back hard to protect their families. Their power lies not in a title, but in the secrets they hold and their willingness, if cornered, to break the royal family's sacred code of silence. This conflict raises profound questions about the future. Will William's hardline approach succeed, or will it backfire, creating a new family rift just as damaging as the one with his brother? If he pushes forward with the rumored evictions, will it trigger the tell-all that insiders have threatened? And if it does, can the monarchy withstand another round of deeply personal and damaging revelations? The situation is a delicate chess match. William holds the institutional power, but Beatrice and Eugenie hold the narrative power. They are a reminder that you can't simply erase family history, no matter how inconvenient it may be. The goodwill they've enjoyed from the public has its limits, but so too does the public's tolerance for what might be perceived as cruel family politics. The coming months will reveal which vision will prevail: William's clean, corporate model, or the complicated, unpredictable, and deeply human reality his cousins represent. The polished facade of the British monarchy seems to be cracking under the strain of an internal power struggle. Prince William's ambition to forge a new, leaner crown has reportedly set him on a collision course with his cousins, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. While he may see them as a liability, a painful reminder of a past he's desperate to escape, they see themselves as loyal family members being unjustly targeted. They are mothers reportedly fighting for their homes, and they hold the ultimate trump card, the story of what really happens behind palace walls. The threat of a tell-all book is not just a negotiating tactic. It's a declaration that the era of silent compliance may be over. The silent war in the House of Windsor is about to get very loud. What do you think? Is Prince William right to take a hard line to protect the monarchy's future? Or are Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie being unfairly punished? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.